It's funny. Have you ever picked up a new tool and felt like it's looking right back at you? Like a mirror? It doesn't just show you what it can do, it shows you who you are, what you value, and maybe the habits you just can't seem to shake. And right now, believe me, there is no bigger, clearer mirror being held up to all of us than artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's really get into this, because when we look into that AI mirror, what we're seeing are two, well, totally different reflections starting to emerge. On one side, you've got this archetype, let's call it the corporate drone. Their whole motive? To perform complexity. They use AI to look busier, to generate more noise, more stuff. And then on the other side, you've got the sovereign creator. They're using the exact same tool, but their motive is to engineer freedom, to simplify, to get clear, and ultimately to build real independence. And this, right here, this is the absolute heart of it all. This isn't just about being more productive. Not at all. Think about it. The way you write a prompt, the kinds of tasks you choose to automate, the stuff you create, it all points back to your deepest motivations. So the real question is your goal to just get better at playing a part in someone else's system, or is it to finally reclaim your own sovereignty of thought? All right, so first, let's talk about the trap of complexity. And really, it's all about how that corporate conditioning we all go through shapes how we end up using AI. So check this out. There's some really interesting data from Brookings that shows that the biggest benefits from AI investment, well, they're happening in the largest companies. And this creates the perfect environment for complexity to just thrive. I mean, it makes sense, right? In these huge organizations, it's incredibly hard to measure actual real output. So what happens? Well, as someone like Naval Ravikant would point out, they end up just measuring inputs, how many hours you worked, how many meetings you were in, just the sheer volume of activity. And that leads us straight to this classic line from Naval: play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It just perfectly nails the mindset, doesn't it? If the name of the game is to look busy and manage complexity, what's your prize? Well, it's more complexity. You win stupid social prizes that are ultimately pretty worthless. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, this is the drone's playbook. It's using AI to just get better at playing those same old games. Generating longer emails, longer reports, but not necessarily clearer ideas. It's focusing on the inputs like, hey, look how many prompts I ran today, instead of the actual value of the output. It's a classic mistake, confusing all that AI-driven activity for real progress. And this is the really tricky part. That conditioning, it runs deep. Even if you leave the corporate world, maybe you start your own thing, become a creator, there's still this ghost in the machine, right? You find yourself doing the same old things, building crazy complex dashboards, scheduling meetings about meetings, because that's what your brain was trained to see as work. It's such a powerful idea. You left the system, but the system didn't leave you. Okay, so what if there's another way? This is where we need a real shift in perspective. It's about moving from asking how to asking why. And this really is the core question we're exploring here. The problem isn't how you use AI. It's not about your prompt engineering skills. It's not about which cool new app you found. The real problem, the one we all need to grapple with, is why. Why are you even using it in the first place? So let's walk down that other path. Let's talk about engineering true freedom and what the creator's toolkit actually looks like. Okay, so first up in the toolkit is something Naval Ravikant calls specific knowledge. This is not stuff you can learn in a textbook. It's that thing you're genuinely obsessed with, your unique curiosity. It could be anything from Renaissance art to quantum computing. The key is the creator doesn't use AI to replace their thinking. No way. They use it to scale their thinking, to find hidden connections, to create visuals for their ideas, to turn their unique insights into things the whole world can see. Next up, leverage. This is the holy grail, right? It's what allows you to disconnect your inputs from your outputs. Basically, to stop trading your time for money. In the old days, leverage meant having people work for you or having a ton of cash. But the new leverage, it's code and media. And AI, well, AI is the ultimate leverage for the mind. Think about it. One great idea can now become a whole podcast series, a stunning visual essay, a deep dive research paper, all in a fraction of the time. It's pure amplification. But here's the catch. All that leverage is, well, it's pretty dangerous without accountability. Accountability just means putting your name on your work and taking the risk, having some skin in the game. Sure, you can use AI to build a massive personal brand faster than ever before. But if there's no real substance there, If you're not willing to own your ideas and especially your mistakes, AI will just expose that emptiness even faster. It just amplifies what's already there. And this brings us to the last piece of the toolkit, and maybe the most important one: authenticity. I mean, let's be real. In a world where AI can copy literally any style and generate endless content, what's the one thing it can never, ever replicate? You. It's like Naval says, the only way to escape competition is to be authentic. When you just lean into your own weird, unique voice and perspective, you build something nobody can copy. It's how you build a magnet for your own kind of luck. So let's bring this all back to where we started. Back to that mirror. Your mind amplified. That's what we're talking about. And when you look at the outcomes, it's like we're talking about two different worlds. The drone's output, it's just more dashboards, more meetings about the AI's output, and way more dependency on the whole system. But the creator's output, it's less, but it's better. Fewer dashboards, yeah, but way more clarity, less bureaucracy, and a whole lot more independence. It's what some folks are calling a flattening of hierarchies. You don't need a manager for everything anymore. And this is probably the biggest takeaway of all. AI isn't some magical intern you can just hire to do your thinking for you. It's your reflection. Period. If your mind is cluttered and your intent is to create noise, congratulations, AI will help you whip up a hurricane of it. But if your intent is to find clarity, to find the signal, it might just be the most powerful tool you've ever held. So that really leaves us with one final crucial thought. The real promise of this technology, it was never about making you a slightly more efficient cog in some giant complex machine. You're not here to perform complexity. You're here to engineer freedom. And at the end of the day, the choice of what you build, well, that's always going to be yours.